Hey everyone, Micro Productions here. I hope everyone had a good November. I apologize if my mic quality is a little off since I am somewhere else today than where I usually record my voice. I noticed that the last time I actually uploaded a real video was all the way back at the end of October. That's a really long time ago. I've been hard at work with Hidden Side, and I'm also trying to get Ninjago Part 2 of my final season started. I have been doing the filming, but it's been kind of complicated. I can explain that for another video. So the next wave of Ninjago sets coming out, which will be in 2022, has been revealed, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on what I think about them. For me, I feel like this is easily the best one out of all of them. Although I am disappointed it looks kind of like the Temple of Fortitude from 2014 instead of like a whole entire original temple design. I mean, the mech looks kind of okay. Ooh, hey look, Nia's returned! Woo! Oh, and also I really like Pixel's design in here. She looks really good. It's about time we got a new design now that she's part of the team. Also got Woo's and his tees. His suit looks really rad. Does anyone say rad anymore? Maybe a few times, I don't know. The minifigure selection here is pretty alright. I like the new snakes. And I like how we get most of the ninja, especially Nia's hairpiece. Alright, so we got this next one that looks like Voltron. It's basically the Ninja Ultra Combo Mech. It looks really good just like the other one. Although it kind of feels a little lackluster for some reason. Okay, well, I wouldn't say lackluster. I mean, it does look like a really good and interesting design. Although I do have to admit the box art is kind of goofy. It looks really cartoony. The mech itself, however, looks really good. This part I think is probably the best one because you actually get 4 vehicles into one. And these are all pretty interesting designs too. I like the color scheme as well that kind of fits them, and it just looks really good, too. It's probably one of the best ones along with the temple. The minifigure selection is alright. And then we got Lloyd's legendary dragon, which kind of reminds me of the dragon from 2016, except it's kind of different by a lot, mostly because the head is different, the body is different, which I like the size of the body. It looks pretty new and interesting for a dragon. I also really like the type of green that they're using for it. We usually get a lot of stuff in light green, so it's really interesting that now it's in dark green. The box art, like I said before, looks kind of goofy. The functionality of it looks pretty alright, but nothing really unique or standing out as much. We also got a spring-loaded missile, but there's not really anything special about that except for the color scheme, I guess. The minifigure selection here is okay, I guess, just like the entire set. It's just okay. Moving on to the Evo Sets, which is basically Ninjago Evolution, which I guess is a new theme of LEGO sets for Ninjago. Instead of Legacy, now it's Evolution, which basically is similar where it recycles old ideas into, for the modern versions, I guess. How many Kai vehicles and dragons do we really need? I mean, there's so many of them. Also, I guess there's these banners that you have to collect in each of the sets, which I guess is kind of cool. And then moving on to Lloyd's race car, which, yeah, the design is just not really selling it for me. I mean, what's with the stud shooters on top of it, on the engine like that, in the middle? It looks kind of bizarre and off for some reason. Also, this small little car for the snakes, it looks like a weird go-kart, but even worse. It's basically a newer version of this set, the Ninja Nightcrawler from 2018, which I think is much better. As much as I love green cars, I just am not a fan of it. And then we got Jay's Lightning Dragon, which looks pretty interesting. I mean, I like the gold coming out of it. But other than that, there's not much to say. It looks like something from LEGO Duplo, or a 4 Plus set. Speaking of 4 Plus sets, well, there's not much to really say about this. And then here we have Zane's Power-Up Mech, which kind of reminds me of the Titan Mech that we got from last year in 2021 for the 10th anniversary of Ninjago. The only thing that's interesting about this, really, is that somehow it's not a 4 Plus set. And then we have the last one of the sets that were revealed recently, although there are a few more coming out in March. It's interesting that Nia has returned, even though in the actual show she sacrificed herself or basically became one with the ocean. I like how Jay and Nia have their own vehicle, but it feels like we've already gotten a Jay car recently. The only difference is that there is more gold. Oh, and also the helicopter is fine, I guess. Also, it's been confirmed these sets are not really based off any particular season, like Season 16. They're mostly based off some shorts that apparently are coming out next year. So what do I think of the set wave overall? It's very disappointing and underwhelming. Maybe even the worst Ninjago set wave of all time. I mean, there are a few good ones like the Ninja Dojo Temple, the legendary Ultra Combo Mech, or maybe even Lloyd's legendary dragon. Most of the sets in this wave, specifically the Evo ones, kind of look like they were made for preschoolers. Yeah, I know you might not be happy with me roasting anything Ninjago related, but have we stooped to a point where we're really just gonna accept anything they throw at us? it's okay to criticize a few things every now and then. There are like a few bad seasons of the show, but a lot of people still enjoy it, myself included even though I'm older. Speaking of getting older, maybe one reason why I'm being a little harsh is, I guess maybe these sets might not be made for me. Like, I get it that they're for younger kids and stuff, and that they're supposed to appeal to them kind of like how they did 10 years ago when I was a kid. Although that should not be an excuse to save anything from criticism. Overall, the set wave is just definitely not the best. There's so many snakes, like we're always getting snakes, but this takes it to a whole new level. I mean, I really like the color scheme for these ones, but we're always getting snakes. The box art is kind of underwhelming. It used to be so much better with how locations used to be portrayed. Here it just kind of looks like it came out of like a comic book or some kind of illustration, which I mean is cool, but I just don't know if it really works here. Most of the vehicles and stuff is just very generic and kind of feels like it's repeated, but also worse. I would have to say the best part about this whole set wave is probably the minifigures themselves, like the actual ninja suits. I mean, the texture is nothing new with their suits, but I really like the color scheme and the different design there, though. Like how Lloyd has lime green and Jay has more yellow now, and it looks really good. Although most of the sets, I'm probably not going to really even pick up. I might get like a few of them, like the Ninja Dojo Temple right here, but most of them just don't really seem that interesting or exciting. I find it absolutely puzzling and bewildering how Monkey Kid has better sets next year than what we have for Ninjago, really. I mean, the City of Lanterns actually looks like something I might want to pick up and buy. Here, it almost kind of feels like they didn't even try. No offense to the people that worked on these, because I know a lot of hard work goes into it. It's just, overall, it didn't really make too much of an impression, and I'm wondering if this is supposed to be a reflection on the quality of the show going forward. Probably not. I'm sure like it's going to be fine. I mean, this is supposed to be just based off some shorts. But even with that in mind, I don't know. Like I said, I'll pick up a few of these. Hopefully the summer version or the summer set wave for Ninjago will be better. Who knows? All I do know is that my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. What do you think? Do you think this is the greatest set wave ever, even better than sliced bread? Or do you think it's worse than drinking sewage water? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, leave a dislike if you didn't like the video, or if you disagreed with what I had to say about the set wave. Although, it's really hard to see dislikes anymore, which is really frustrating. Also, I sound kinda tired since I didn't really get any sleep last night. Of course, that's not really anything new for the past few months. It might be fun to talk about in a different video. I'll definitely try to be faster with the videos I'm working on. I still have not even started my version of Seabound yet, even though I already promised that I would have done it in November. So I'll definitely try to get to that as soon as possible. Oh, and also the set wave may be disappointing, but hey, it's probably a much better investment than spending $6,000 for 2 nights at a Star Wars hotel. $6,000? Think about how many Death Stars you can buy with that.